Hello everyone, welcome to the 33rd tutorial in the series of Complete Guide to React.js. So in this tutorial we are going to see what is forms in React.js and with the help of what you can able to control the form elements. So over here I have opened a website and it's a banking website and you can able to see a single dialogue like this is present which is in white space. You can able to find the user ID is present and the password is present. There's nothing but a text area and a small checkbox saying that remember my user ID and a button, right? So this piece of component which is highlighted in white is one such examples of forms and practically like where we can use forms in our applications. If that is your thought and if that is the question that comes into your mind, like this is one such example. So this means you'll be entering some username and some password, and once you click on sign on, what happens is it would submit a data to your server. So this is one useful activity, or this is why the form is mostly being used. So now let's see like how we are using forms in React and what are all the names that we can give for it. So at first, so forms in React is categorized, or the contents whichever that is present in the forms is called as a controllable components. So what do you mean by controllable components? Controllable components is nothing but, say for example, like we have seen the website Citibank, right? So over there you have found text, a button and a checkbox like that, right? So these are all controllable components in a JavaScript. So in general, if you take a look in an HTML page or whatever the JSP page, like you can see that once you click on select or once you click on radio button, some actions would be performed, and this is controlled by the JavaScript itself. But whereas in React, we need to make intensively these elements to be controlled by the React itself rather than it is controlled by the JavaScript. So the main motto of this tutorial is like we are going to see like how the controllable elements, how the elements inside the form is being controlled and will be controlled by React. And theoretically explaining, like if you want like what is the solution for it, like we can use state and set state, and with the help of the state and set state you can actively render the components. Imagine I have said in the tutorial when I was explaining in state and set state, like when you set in any element or you have set any state object, it actively renders the component. So you don't have to do any page refresh or something like that. It would dynamically reload the particular component where you are setting a state itself. Quite interesting, isn't it? So we will see that in the next tutorial practically, like how we are going to implement it, and the steps which is on screen is the thing that we are going to follow. First we will be initializing a state, then later we will be having a set state method, and this set state method should be mapped in a place where this action is getting triggered. So there are also a certain scenario like where forms will trigger a submit and it would go to the database or go to your server. So in order to avoid it, like what we need to do, We also going to see those things in our upcoming tutorial. I'll see you in next tutorial. Thank you right now.